Snatch the Wench, or as the youth of today might call it, Yeet the Beasts. It's a game created by Twitter person Hairy Viking, who probably has a real name as well, but I haven't got round to asking, and I've started writing now, so it's too late. It's a simple arcade game that shows all it has to offer in a fairly short space of time, but it's also one that absolutely nails what it shows, and it's therefore just one of the reasons I'm talking about it now. You are Barry Buff, hero for hire, and you have signed up to escort a princess and her ladies-in-waiting back to their homeland. That's what it says in the plot summary at least, but you don't actually move anywhere, so Barry's doing a pretty shit job, all things considered. What you'll actually be doing is standing in a square, waiting for some bastard goblins to come and steal your wenches, at which point you'll go and pick them up and... Throwing a goblin out of the ring will see him scuttle off back to whatever hellhole he climbed out of, but there's a wonderful risk-reward mechanic at play here that'll either see you A, scoring more points, or B, making things an absolute bloody mess and losing very quickly. The goblins, you see, come in three distinct colours. Green is the standard boring goblin. He's as slow as you like and easy enough to deal with. Orange is a slightly faster goblin. Red is a super fast goblin. When you pick up one of these little nightmares and chuck it at another one, not only do you score extra points and knock them out for a bit, they'll also move up to the next colour range when you get back on the feet, moving from green to orange to red. This means that your best chance of scoring points is not just to throw them out as soon as they turn up, but to keep them in the field of play so you can keep bashing their heads together. It becomes a juggling act, essentially. How many of these little dickheads can you keep alive while also not losing any of the sweet, sweet ladies? And I'll be honest with you, it's not many. At least not when you're me. I tend to lose at least 2/3 of my wench potential before I get to level 6 because I'm too busy trying to rack up points elsewhere. It's worth noting, however, that should you keep the ladies rather than losing them like a useless arse, then it'll increase your score multiplier. As the old saying goes, you need some ladies nearby if you're looking to score. Unless you're gay, I suppose, or a straight woman, but I digress. Scoring is important because at the end of the day, this is a score attack game and your real objective here is to simply be the best at what you do. Subsequent playthroughs are not necessarily about trying to get further, they're about perfecting what you've already tried to master. A couple of other points to note in terms of game mechanics. Red goblins become explosive landmines when you bump their heads for the last time. They explode with such ferocity that at times the screen almost shakes itself into another dimension. This is great though, as it adds another level of risk-reward that pushes the game into further exciting areas of panic. Not only are you running around trying to stop your wenches from being snatched, you're also trying to keep tabs on which goblins are now about to blow the hell up and leave you comatose. Because when a goblin blows up, not only does it affect the other goblins who are running around, knocking them unconscious, it also does exactly the same to you. So while you're flinging these dudes around without a care in the world, you'll suddenly have all of the cares in the world when you find yourself on your back because you didn't realise 10 goblins are going to detonate all at once. In amongst all that, if a goblin does manage to grab one of your fair maidens, it's not all over yet, not until they reach the edge of the screen. You'll have the option of either hoofing a goblin at them in the vain hope that you might actually succeed, or you can run in there and attempt to yank the poor lass out of their hands by ramming the button as fast as you can. It's a simple mechanic, but it's a good way to convey the absolute panic you feel as everything goes to shit all around you. Controls in general are as simple as they come, and I've found using a pad worked wonders. It's a one-button affair where pressing and holding the button will pick up a goblin, and letting go will fire it in whichever direction you're pointing. That's basically all the controls explained. It's not often that a sentence explaining just how small the previous sentence about controls was is actually longer than the sentence about controls in the first place, but here we are. And that, wenches and wenchelmen, is all there is to say on the game. It's more than worth checking out, and it's available on PC, Mac, Raspberry Pi, and Linux. You can find a link to the game in the description below, and if you beat my current high score, shown proudly here on the screen, then I don't want to bloody hear about it, you massive show-off.
You're pretty much looking at cleaning wench, stable wench, or butter churning wench.
Are you sure you don't have any openings for a queen?
No. I can go over the wenches again.
Is cleaning wench the highest ranking wench?
Highest? Yes.